to Live Interactive English. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Matt.
In part 1, we learned about Austin Butler's early acting days. When he was a child actor, he acted on several children's TV shows on some channels.
That's right, so he got his start just at 13 years old when he was discovered by an agent at a fair who asked him to do background acting work. That's how he started, and then later he would become a regular actor on a popular TV show. I think it was called, what was it called, Ned's?
Declassified School Survival Guide.
Right. So once he became known on that, he had another lucky break.
Right.
It was that one of the other actors he was working with introduced him to their manager, and through that, his career got bigger and bigger, and as you just mentioned, he got to be on some TV channels.
Right, he was able to get on Disney Channel and ABC Family, which are really important channels for child actors because they get a lot of exposure on TV because a lot of people watch these channels. So as an actor, you get seen a lot.
So now we've learned about his entire sort of childhood acting career, and I think when we get into this part 2 today, we're going to learn more about his adult acting career and how he became such a big star today.
As the years passed, Butler moved away from teen shows and into more mature TV work. He even played roles in several movies, such as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but he was still waiting for the role that would take him to the next level. Then, in 2019, casting began for a movie about the life of the famous singer Elvis Presley. Butler was chosen to play the king of rock and roll himself, and he took the bull by the horns. He was aware that this was his big chance to shine, so he threw himself into preparing for the role. He took several months of voice lessons before filming even began, so that he could get the famous singer's unique voice just right. His hard work most certainly paid off. His performance in Elvis earned Butler the award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture at the 2023 Golden Globes.
Hello everyone, we are looking at part 2 of Austin Butler's unexpected Hollywood journey. So let's get into it. As the years passed, Butler moved away from teen shows and into more mature TV work. He even played roles in several movies, such as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But he was still waiting for the role that would take him to the next level.
Wow, Matt. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's a very mature movie for a young actor like.
Yeah, I would say that's a big step away from the sort of teen shows he was doing before because, I think that movie was not made for teenagers or for young people to watch. And I think it's got much more mature or adult, themes in that kind of movie.
Okay, so we see that Austin Butler, he's trying to pivot or change his acting style and the types of movies or shows that he's choosing. So let's see what else he gets into. Then in 2019, casting began for a movie about the life of the famous singer Elvis Presley.
Ooh, okay. So Elvis Presley is a very famous singer and many people will know him from his style with his slick back hair and his big glasses, and he's most well known for that white suit.
Right, and the guitar, and the way he sings, right?
And he's called Cat King in Chinese.
Right. So Elvis Presley is a very iconic character in popular history, right? So to cast this role, that's a kind of a big deal. Okay, so this is another one of our vocabulary, cast. What does it mean? Cast is a verb and it's to assign a person to act as a character. So to choose somebody to be that character. Okay, so in this case, he was cast as Elvis Presley. Austin Butler was cast as Elvis Presley. But there's also a different meaning for cast, which is to cause light or shadow to appear on a surface. So, for example, the moon cast a pale light over the cottages. Now, in our article, we're talking about movies and becoming an actor, so we will use the first definition of cast. And another example sentence would be, the director cast the musical with talented singers.
Okay. So Butler was chosen to play the king of rock and roll himself, and he took the bull by the horns. So Elvis was also known as the king of rock and roll, or sometimes people would just call him the king because Elvis Presley was the biggest figure in rock and roll. And we can also see here that Austin Butler took the bull by the horns. So to take the bull by the horns, it means to go full into something, to not have any resistance to going into it. You're not going to be afraid. Like if there were a bull coming at you, you're not going to be afraid or shy away. You're going to go straight at it directly without any fear.
And it's just like Matt, you mentioned in part 1, his method acting, right? He really got into it. So that was his way by taking the bull by the horns, by becoming the character.
Right. He was aware that this was his big chance to shine. So he threw himself into preparing for the role.
Okay, so just like you mentioned, the method acting to really become that character. He must have learned and researched a lot about Elvis and his life and to really put that into his own life and become and live like Elvis. So continuing with our article, he took several months of voice lessons before filming even began, so that he could get the famous singer's unique voice just right. His hard work most certainly paid off.
His performance in Elvis earned Butler the award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture at the 2023 Golden Globes.
Wow, that's really young to win a Best Actor award, right?
Yeah, it is, I think. I think a lot of actors will wait their whole career to win an award like that. But in this case, his performance in Elvis won him that award. So a performance is the act of presenting a play or a concert or any other kind of entertainment, such as in this case, acting. So for example, the kids gave a great performance in the play.
Now, we mentioned that he won the Golden Globes. And in the acting world, that's a really big honor. So it's a big recognition. So an award is a noun, which is a prize or a way to recognize an achievement. So because he was so good as Elvis, he did such a good job acting as Elvis that the Academy decided to give him an award to say, hey, you did really well. We really believed you were Elvis.
Yeah.
So an example sentence would be, Mark received the award and gave a speech. Now, usually when somebody receives an award, they will give a thank you speech. They will say, I would like to thank my mom and dad for supporting me. And that's how I was able to do the things that I want to do.
Okay, so now Austin Butler's a big star, and I think we're going to learn more about what he has coming up in the future after the break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续来看看 Austin Butler 的好莱坞心路历程。那随着时间过去 ，Austin Butler 他从青少年节目转向更成熟的电视作品，甚至有在好几部电影当中演出，像是《从前有个好莱坞》。好，但他还是一直在等待能够让他更上层楼的角色。那说到转向更成熟的作品 ，Kiki 老师用到 pivot 这个字。P-I-V-O-T， pivot 这个动词可以表达转向或是改变做法的意思。 好，那课文接着写到说，在2019年有一部关于猫王 Elvis Presley 他生平的电影开始选角色。Austin Butler 被选中来饰演这一位摇滚乐之王，那他自己也勇于面对这项挑战，他自己有意识到这是他发光发热的大好机会，所以就全心投入准备这个角色，甚至在电影开拍之前上了好几个月的声音课程，以便能够精准的掌握这一位著名歌手的独特嗓音。那最后努力也得到回报，这部电影让他拿下2023年金球奖剧情类电影最佳男主角奖。好，来看单字 cast， 它当动词表示为什么来选角，挑选什么演出某个角色。那它的动词三态同形。再来 performance， 它是名词，表示表演、演出或是表现。Award 这个名词则是指奖或是奖项。好，那补充一下，老师们在聊到猫王的时候呢，有用到 iconic 这个形容词 ，iconic 表示具有代表性的，或者是说非常受欢迎，尤其是说能够代表某一个观点或时代而非常受欢迎。好，那这边4个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 take ... to the next level， 表示让...更上层楼，把什么提升到更好的层次。那么 next level 它的字面意思就是下一个水平层次，那就是指说更好的、更成功的境界咯。举例来说 ，This headset will take your gaming experience to the next level。这款耳机麦克风将为你的电玩体验提升到更好的层次。好，那第二重点是Take the bull by the horns， 字面意思是抓住牛角，那是用来指说不畏艰难，勇敢面对挑战。像 Sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horns and do what you think is right。有时候你就只能勇敢面对，去做你认为正确的事。好，那第3个重点是Throw oneself into ...可以表达投身于什么，决心开始努力做某事。举例来说 ，The couple threw themselves into their business。那对夫妻满怀热情地投身于他们的事业。再看到第4个重点是 so that 主词加动词，表示以便能怎么样，为了什么什么。那么 so that 是引导表示目的的副词子句 ，that 可以省略。那副词子句跟主要子句的主词相同时，我们其实可以把 so that 加子句把它改成 so as to 加动词，或者是 in order to 加动词。像 He took a day off。So that he could prepare for the competition， 他请了1天假，以便能为比赛做准备。那么 that 可以省略。那如果我们看到这边主要子句跟副词子句的主词都一样嘛，那我们就可以把它写作 He took a day off so as to 或是 in order to prepare for the competition。好，那这回课文中。
This year, audiences can catch Butler as the villain, Fade Routha, in the science fiction movie Dune Part 2. The performance is another highlight in the career of this rising star.
Welcome back. Just now we learned that Austin Butler at such a young age has already won a Best Actor award at the Golden Globes. I wonder what else could he achieve in his acting career in Hollywood? Let's get back to our article. This year, audiences can catch Butler as the villain Fade Routha in the science fiction movie Dune Part 2.
Ooh, he's the villain. That means he's the bad character. He's the bad guy in the movie, so he's fighting against the good guys in some way.
So that will be different from some of the characters he's played before. The performance is another highlight in the career of this rising star. So this movie, Dune, is very famous, a lot of followers, and I heard the first movie was really good. So to be cast in the second movie, it's going to be a highlight in his career. So it's going to be another very important mark in his whole acting career.
That's right. And so we had another vocabulary word in there, which is audience. And an audience is the group of people listening to or watching a performance, such as a concert of someone singing, or a speech, someone talking, Or in a movie, you're watching people acting. So for example, the audience clapped when the dog saved the boy in the movie. So of course, everyone very happy to see the dog saved the boy, and they clapped, although I wouldn't usually clap in a movie theater. Some people do.
Yeah. So another one of our vocabulary words is career, and it is a noun. It's a job that someone has chosen to dedicate a long period of their life to doing. Usually there are opportunities for progression. So for example, Joshua started his career by working in a bank. So Joshua chose a career in banking or finance. And in this career, he'll have lots of different opportunities to be promoted or to do different job roles in this career.
Mm-hmm. So we have a what do you think question. So Kiki, what do you think? What would you do if you had the same opportunities that Austin Butler had? Why would you choose to do it?
If I had the same opportunities as Austin Butler, I would actually reject that agent at the fair.
Ooh, so from the very beginning, you would reject it. So why would you choose to do that?
Because I would want to have my childhood.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I would have been happy working so much as a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I can enjoy going to normal schools and making friends.
Okay, I see. So you think, yeah, maybe as a 13-year-old, you shouldn't be getting into starting your career already at that point, because you still have a lot of growing up to do, a lot of, time when you should be spending time with your friends and having fun.
Right. What about you, Matt?
I would probably have become a bigger movie star even than Austin Butler, because I would have just done background acting once. They would have made me a movie star straight from that.
Straight from that.
I wouldn't have even had to do all the other work.
Wow. So you probably would have won a Golden Globe way before him.
Probably like 5 by now.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning about Austin Butler, and you can look forward to seeing him when Dune 2 comes out in theaters. Bye.
今年观众可以在科幻电影《沙丘》第2部当中看到 Austin Butler 来饰演反派角色，相信这一次的演出会是他事业当中另一个亮点。我们最后来看单字 audience， 就是观众、听众。那么 career 它表示事业、职业或是生涯。那么 Kiki 老师讲解时，他有用到 dedicate 这个动词 ，dedicate，dedicate 可以表達奉献、献出，像是献出全部的精力、时间等等。老师还用到 progression，progression 可以表达发展或是前进的意思。好，那补充单字 villain， 它可以指像电影、戏剧、小说当中那种主要反派人物或是恶棍啊、流氓的意思。那么 highlight 当名词则表示亮点、最突出、精彩的部分。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
As the years passed, Butler moved away from teen shows and into more mature TV work. He even played roles in several movies, such as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but he was still waiting for the role that would take him to the next level. Then, in 2019, casting began for a movie about the life of the famous singer Elvis Presley. Butler was chosen to play the king of rock and roll himself, and he took the bull by the horns. He was aware that this was his big chance to shine, so he threw himself into preparing for the role. He took several months of voice lessons before filming even began, so that he could get the famous singer's unique voice just right. His hard work most certainly paid off. His performance in Elvis earned Butler the award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture at the 2023 Golden Globes. This year, audiences can catch Butler as the villain Fade Routha in the science fiction movie Dune Part 2. The performance is another highlight in the career of this rising star.
Welcome everybody! Today we're taking a look at new Taipei City Hall. And right next to it, we have Citizen Square. Now, the difference between a hall and a square, a hall is an area inside of a building, whereas a square is an area outside of a building, but that is surrounded by buildings. So one is indoors and one is outdoors. So let's go ahead and take a look at New Taipei City Hall.
The new Taipei City Hall is a huge building. It is 33 stories above ground and 4 stories below. Besides government offices, there are also spaces that offer services such as a post office, a bank, and a couple of service desks. On the top floor, there is a nice restaurant. It is the perfect place to see the scenery of the city while enjoying good food. Sometimes there are art shows on the first floor. You can watch them for free. Right in front of the building is Citizen Square. Many exciting events are held here. One of the most popular is the Christmas Land in New Taipei City. At the New Taipei City Hall, you can get things done and have fun.
So I think the best time to visit New Taipei City Hall is around Christmas time, where you can see Christmas Land. For a foreigner who's living in Taiwan, we really miss Christmas, and being able to go there and celebrate and enjoy ourselves is really wonderful. That's all the time we have for today, and we will see you next time.